They prayed throughout the night. The little boy's leg got better. He didn't have to have it amputated. It allowed him to remember that lesson. On June 6th, he got up and he was ready for action. On June 5th, he had told his men, you have to pray. You all have to pray. Because I, Dwight Eisenhower, am about to launch D-Day. The little boy that almost lost his leg remembered the lesson of the power of prayer. He asked the country to pray. He asked the men to pray. It was the power of God. The power of God coupled with the miracle of America. That's what's going to get us through. The power of God and the miracle of America. I'm almost at the 20th century. We're in trouble. Abraham Lincoln did the same exact thing. Exact same thing, Abraham Lincoln. He learned the power of prayer. In his first inaugural address, he said, I don't have the will nor the power to release the slaves. I'm not going to do that. But as we fought the Civil War, and we kept losing and losing and losing, he finally got down on his knees and said, Lord, what do you want of me? He came to the conclusion of the Emancipation Proclamation. He made a promise to God. He said, if you let us win this battle, if you just let us win this battle, Lord, help us here. I will free the slaves. We won the battle, and he freed the slaves. And the Statue of Liberty today is known as something that is for immigration. And it was, kind of. But it wasn't built for us. Name the thing the French have ever done without strings attached. I can't think of a single thing. I mean, it's not like the French were like, oh, you know what we should do? Something nice for their birthday party, huh? It's the French. So what was the real motive of the Statue of Liberty? It was to commemorate Abraham Lincoln. But it was more of a sales job for Europe. Because Europe was headed in the wrong direction. It usually is. Headed in the wrong direction. And they wanted the American idea to sprout there in Europe. Do you know the big giant painting of George Washington crossing the Delaware? It hangs now in the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Do you know that's not painted for America? That was painted for the Germans. The original was destroyed by the British when they bombed Berlin. That is a painting that was painted for the Germans. Because in 1850 or 60, there's reporters here, they're checking every fact. In the 1800s, a German American said, you've got to grab onto this coattail. America is tremendous. And so he painted that and sent it over to Berlin so people could look at the American founders and be inspired and try to bring that over there. Same thing with France. That's what the Statue of Liberty was. They had to raise funds to build the Statue of Liberty. And it gave the opportunity for people to go door to door and say, we want to build this. Do you know about liberty? The Statue of Liberty is actually modeled after the great Colossus of Rhodes. The great Colossus of Rhodes stood like this. He was Herculean. And he held a bow in one hand and a torch in the other. And he rested back like this. Where the Statue of Liberty is modeled after the Colossus of Rhodes. The Colossus of Rhodes of Greek fame, it was ugly. It was powerful. But it was ugly. It was meant to show, don't mess with us. The Statue of Liberty is just the opposite. The Statue of Liberty holds the laws of Moses in her hands, holds the torch of freedom. She's moving forward, and on this leg, chains that have been broken, the broken chains of slavery. That's what the Statue of Liberty means. When people say, bring me your tired, your huddled, your poor people that are just so desperate to get out of there, oh, just give them to me. It's like we're a hospital. America's not a hospital. America might be a temporary place where you get well and then you pick yourself up and say, let me at 'em. That's what America is. Give me a shot at life. So let me give you the way the Statue of Liberty usually, the last lines. Send these, your homeless, the tempest tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. It's usually done like that. It's a total misinterpretation of the poem. This is the way it should be read. It's a challenge to Europe. It's a challenge to the rest of the world. It is saying we can do it here. This is the way it should be read. Not like the brazen giant of Greek fame, with conquering limbs astride from land to land. Here at our sea-washed sunset gates shall stand a mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is the imprisoned lightning, and her name, Mother of Exiles. From her beacon hand glows worldwide welcome. Her mild eyes command the air-bridged harbor that twin cities frame. Keep your ancient lands, your storied pomp, she cries with silent lips. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to be breathed free, the wretched refuse from your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, the tempest-tossed, to me. I hold my flame at the golden door. It's a challenge. It's a challenge. Bring me your weakest. We can create anything. It is a challenge that we have forgotten. All we have to do is have hope, faith, and charity. All we have to do is remember our God, be in service of our God. Hope comes from truth. I'm sure John Huntsman will tell you, no one will have hope at the cancer center if they say, oh no, that's just a freckle. It'll be fine. You got to know the truth. You have cancer and we'll cure it. We'll have cancer and we'll fight it with everything we have. That gives you hope. The truth gives you hope. And charity. And charity. I have never felt charitable on April 15th. Not once. Never do I say, oh, I got to write my check to the IRS. Oh, I feel so good inside. Never. It comes from us. You know this when Joe Nethercott was thrown from the mule. What was that? 6 months ago? 6 months ago, he was thrown from his mule. The town got together. They raised $10,000 in one night. It comes from you. It comes from helping one another. We're here. We're here for you, neighbor. I might disagree with everything you say, but I'll help you if you help yourself. There's a lot of hard work to do. The problems we have in America are big, but so is the country. The problems that we are facing are gargantuan, but so are our mountains. The problems we have had have always been big, but so are our people. We can conquer anything. Remember, we're always late to the game. We're always like, I don't want to do that. That's the way we are. But when we come in is always at the last minute, and that's when we get good. When the rest of the world fails, when the rest of the world can't figure it out, that's when we get up and say, all right, guys, we're coming. All we have to do is remember those three things and teach them to our children